Hey mamas, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nelly. I'm a wife, I'm a mom of 3 young kids, and someone who deeply believes that you can build your dreams while building your family at the same time. Today I'm walking you through exactly how I reset for a new month. This is the rhythm that keeps me grounded, aligned, and honestly sane. It's not complicated, it's not aesthetic perfection, it's just intentional. And in the background, while I'm talking a little bit to y'all, you're gonna see me just doing the day to day. I'm a regular mom, living life on maternity leave, and just want to chat a little bit. So let's get into it. The very first thing my husband and I do at the start of a new month is sit down together and review the previous one. This has become actually one of the most important parts of our marriage and our leadership as parents. It's something that we promised ourselves right in the beginning of this year. We weren't doing this consistently. We would say we would do it. But in order to build a stronger foundation for our kids, for our household, this needs to be put into place. And this involves like looking at our finances. What do we spend on? What surprise us? What's working for us? What are we working towards? Now, for us personally, like looking deep into these financial things, we notice like our issue with ordering out a lot, which again, it's common as working parents. I'm on maternity right now, but that's something that happened way too often for me. And just trying to figure out where we can chip away so we can do a little bit more saving, more investing, and more just thinking strategically about the long-term plans with our family. And now also with business, I talk with my husband, especially since I do a ton of different UGC work. And actually the beginning of this year has been actually super successful. And I've actually made, a lot more money than I have just in the last 2 years of doing UGC. And that's coming from experience and work. And so, of course, thinking about those goals, talking to my husband about that, what the long-term plan with that is. Did I hit those goals? What do I need to do? Did I overbook myself? Did I undercommit? What needs to shift in our household so that I can maintain doing that work while also being present with my kids, also getting the support from my husband to do the things. I am just so proud to say that, like I said, I've been hitting those goals and things are looking up, but I just want to make sure that we continue to keep, again, the foundation of our home together. Okay, so next we check in on our personal health and fitness goals. Now, my husband is doing a lot more better than I am with this. And, what we're doing right now, we're tracking on our watches. So we have these smart watches and we're just trying to get to our personal goals. For me, it was 5K. I was doing a lot of like 3K to 4K, trying to get to consistent 5K steps and then kind of up it to 7 very, very soon. My husband, he was an MMA fighter prior to me like meeting him, and for the first few years of us being together before kids, and he's really into fitness. And for me, having had 3 babies, gaining a lot of weight, I always start something and I lack consistency. So I always need that motivation to keep going. So one of our biggest things is health and fitness. And this also has to do with our nutrition. Like we're very, very cautious of what we're eating and what we're consuming, the ingredients in it. So we're not perfect with this. We haven't taken everything out. There's still snacks and such that we consume that aren't the healthiest, if you will. But we're trying to be more cautious of this, trying to make things from scratch as much as we possibly can. And then just thinking about the overall health of not just ourselves, but our kids, our household. They will consume what we give them. They will take on the habits that we have. And so we want to set the best example possible. And then next on our talking list when we're trying to reset is homeschool. So I talked a little bit about this on my channel that I've been starting some homeschool session. When I start work again, I work as an after-school youth director. And so I don't typically go in until 12 or 1. I also bring my kids. It is a youth environment. And so my plan is to continue this post that, and my son would technically start school in September. We're going to just continue to learn. I'm just continuing to do that. But we're asking ourselves, like, what curriculum do we like? What do we like for math, for sciences? We like very hands-on approaches as well. Like we want to go out into nature, feel the leaves, the grass. We love travel. I also want to incorporate God and faith and all those different elements as well. And so we just always ask ourselves when we're resetting, what is working, what's feeling overwhelming, and what do we need to simplify? And again, my kids are young. I have 2 of them. They are 4 going on 5. And then I have a 4-year-old who will be, a 3-year-old who will be 4 in July. And so we honestly are just testing things and seeing what works and not holding ourselves super critical to those benchmarks. And then finally, we talk about, and I touched upon this a little bit, travel experiences that we are planning. And so I always was a big traveler prior to meeting my husband. I love traveling. When I had kids, it became more complicated. I still did it in the beginning, but then now, my kids take up a seat. And so things are crazy, but we love that. And sometimes it's just more like, can we drive somewhere where other family is? My husband is originally from upstate New York, so we do a lot of different drives up there as much as we can. We're planning a trip up there some point in April. We have another trip in New York, up to New York. And then we're trying to think of a fun, even if it's like Florida, great to go to Europe. But I don't know if it's going to be end of this year or for next year, but we're trying to figure out what the next trip can look like for us. And so organizing that, and then like I said, experiences. So we also just like doing excursions and trips. So we try to do 2 Saturday intentional activities with our kids. So that's the museum for this month and also the library, special activity. Or if that's the aquarium, or if it's more summertime, it's the zoo. And so we're going to be really looking at like what are the activities that we're planning for ourselves, and then which ones are we planning to, we do like a weekend, not a weekend, a day of the week that lands on a weekend where my sister-in-law and my brother take my kids for a few hours. Me and my husband go on a date. So we try to incorporate some of those elements too for ourselves so that the things are still rocking. Like we're not ignoring each other. And so that's a really, really big part of it. But overall, this conversation helps us to move from reacting to the month to leading the month. If I know what I'm trying to do, I'm not just trying to like plan as I go. And excuse my dog in the back. Instead of suddenly carrying expectations, we communicate them. And that changes everything. Because when I communicate with my husband and we're clear on what we're expecting of one another, and a whole other ball game here that I didn't even talk about is us talking about our like daily chores and routines. I mentioned this before on my channel too, that, I do mainly dishes. My husband does outdoor work. He does the laundry. That communication is what makes a world of a difference. And then having systems and planners and organization. So again, remove surprises, reduce stress, and allow us to visually prepare for busier weeks ahead. All right, y'all. So I am going to leave y'all there with this one. And I've been rambling a little bit, but if there's any questions, concerns, let me know. What systems work for you? How are you resetting every single month? And let us know. Let us know what we are doing. I know we're a little bit late in the month, or like the first week of the month. But I'm always just trying to adjust, pivot. We had a busy February. We're hoping for some nice, good weather coming March. And let's see what happens. All right, y'all. See y'all here for the next one.